Today on Public Eye News, the U.S. Supreme Court rules to keep Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on Michigan and Wisconsin ballots, and later Donald Trump campaigns with Brett Favre in Wisconsin amidst the former Packers welfare scandal.
The one and only Andy Jordan has a look into the weather forecast around the UP, and later, your Public Eye News Sports Breakdown. I'm Luke Niddle.
And I'm Bradley Seaboard, and this is Public Eye News. The Supreme Court has rejected an appeal to remove Robert F. Kennedy from the presidential ballot in Michigan and Wisconsin. Kennedy wanted his name removed from the ballot after ending his presidential campaign and endorsing Republican Donald Trump, arguing that keeping his name on the ballot wrongly implied he still wanted to be president and violated his First Amendment rights. Michigan and Wisconsin cited already returned absentee ballots and early voting as reasons why Kennedy's name could not be removed just days before the election. Third-party candidates could play a key role in the election, as both major candidates have tried to limit their influence and unify their voting bases, especially in battleground states like Michigan and Wisconsin. And sticking with the Michigan elections, 2 years after Michigan Democrats historically swept both chambers of legislature and the governor's office, their slim House majority is up for grabs. The Democratic trifecta has passed many reforms in their 2 years in control, but Governor Whitmer says the change has only come by the slimmest of margins. The Democrats currently hold the House by only 2 seats and are hopeful a wave of momentum from the presidential elections will help them hold on. Locally, the race for Michigan's 109th precinct between Democrat Jen Hill and Republican Carl Bonak is expected to be close.
The Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy announced that the state's home rebates programs, backed by the Biden administration, will help Michigan households save thousands of dollars on energy expenses. The program will help families upgrade their appliances to be more energy efficient, which is estimated to save up to $34,000 throughout the year. The program launched today with 50 pilot households in Marquette County and Holland. The initiative is set to launch statewide in early 2025, with estimates of serving around 15,000 households across Michigan. $105.7 million will be available to lower the upfront cost of whole home energy efficiency upgrades, including insulation and cooling. And Northern Michigan University announced that the institution will be collaborating with Alpena Community College and Central Michigan University to create the Northeast Michigan Teacher Pipeline. The program is created to help those with aspirations of teaching and to help solve the education shortage. NMU worked with the Alpena, Montmorency, Alcona Educational Service District to offer high school and community college classes that allow students to transfer credit to NMU to count towards a bachelor's degree. According to the University of Michigan School of Education, an estimated 10,000 educators leave the state each year, with only 5,000 new teachers filling those positions. The Michigan Teacher Shortage Study also found that special education is more likely to be taught by out-of-field teacher than full-year substitutes. And in recent weeks, Michigan Secretary of State Jacqueline Benson has been in an online feud with the owner of Tesla, Elon Musk. CBS News reporter Gino Vinci has more on what started the feud and where it stands now. Take a look.
Yes, it was quite a feud on the social media platform X a few weeks ago, but this week, that post alleging that the state of Michigan has more registered voters than eligible voters continues to circulate. Also this week, Jocelyn Benson continuing to call that post dangerous misinformation.
It's really disappointing.
Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson held a news conference yesterday afternoon announcing that more than 200,000 Michiganders participated in early absentee voting over the weekend. But it didn't take long before she was asked about her feud on the social media platform X and its owner, Elon Musk.
Well, we're certainly seeing an uptick in people either with sizable influence in platforms like Mr. Musk or others using those platforms to try to sow seeds of doubt and cause suspicion about what is a very secure and transparent process.
In case you may be wondering what Benson is referring to, it's this: a repost on X by Elon Musk asking Community Notes if it's true the state of Michigan has more registered voters than eligible citizens. Well, Benson did not hold back in her response, accusing Musk of spreading dangerous misinformation. Benson went on to say there are not more voters than citizens in Michigan. She then explained that Musk is pushing numbers that include 1.2 million inactive voters slated for removal. Musk continued to attack by saying Benson is blatantly lying to the public and only planned to remove those inactive voters after the election, which, according to Musk, proves there are more registered voters than citizens. But according to the Secretary of State's website, the discrepancy can be explained due to inactive voters still being allowed to vote for the next 2 voting cycles. If they don't, they are removed from the voting roll. And that's all according to federal law. Meanwhile, Benson says it's not hard to find the facts about election integrity before deciding to spread misinformation.
And frankly, says more to me about the person throwing the stones than the system itself, that anyone would intentionally try to cast seeds of doubt in the minds of citizens about the sanctity of our elections.
Benson also wanting to remind voters there is a new special section on the Secretary of State's website aimed at debunking the most common election conspiracy theories currently circulating online. In East Point, Gino Vici, CBS News, Detroit.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with your weather and national news after this short break.
It's such a magical place.
The abundance of life, absolutely extraordinary.
And then it hit me. The world has to see this.
Transylvania is a wonderland of natural treasure.
There are many, many worlds out there that we are yet to discover.
She was the target for accusations of being a vampire.
Welcome back. I'm Andy Jordan, and I'll be taking you through our Public Eye weather report. Taking a look at our roof cam here, you can see skies pretty filled with clouds, a little gloomy if you ask me. Now looking across the UP, in Houghton it is 51 and partly cloudy. In Ironwood it is 49 and cloudy. In Iron Mountain 65 and rainy. Down in Menominee it is 70 degrees and sunny. Now taking a look at the east side of the map here. In Escanaba it is 69 and cloudy. In Manistee and Sault Ste. Marie, cloudy conditions. 65 degrees in Manistee and 66 in Sault Ste. Marie. And back here in Marquette it is 54 degrees and rainy. Taking a look at our current conditions, we have winds coming out of the north-northwest at 14 miles per hour with our barometric pressure at 29.79 inches and rising. And looking at tonight, rainy conditions, a low of 48 degrees with winds coming out of the north at 14 miles per hour with our moon phase at a waning crescent. Now looking at tomorrow, more rainy conditions, a high of 49, a low of 39, and winds coming out of the northeast at 18 miles per hour. And now looking to the weekend, cloudy all around. On Friday, it'll be 43 degrees, a high of 43 and a low of 38. On Saturday, a high of 52, a low of 37. And on Sunday, it'll be 55 degrees with a low of 41. And that is all I have for your weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks for that weather report, Andy. Looks like the warmer weather is sticking around for a little while longer. Now for our national news. Donald Trump is expected to make an appearance in Green Bay with former Packers star quarterback Brett Favre. Trump continues his campaign crisscrossing the country between key battleground states as the final push for the presidency is underway. Favre has been a longtime supporter of President Trump and has recently become embroiled in a welfare scandal in his home state of Mississippi. Favre allegedly received over $1 million in speaking fees from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program for events he did not attend. Favre has reportedly repaid over $1 million, but still owes up to $700,000 in interest. Trump's use of Favre could tap into the diehard fandom of Packers fans, despite Favre's controversial trouble with the law, not unlike Trump's own. And in Billings, Montana, a rising black market for golden eagle feathers could endanger the species. The feathers of America's golden eagles are sacred to local Native American tribes, and the feathers are often used in powwows, marriage ceremonies, and buried with the dead, among other ceremonies. Golden eagles are federally protected but are not endangered and face pressures from climate change, poisoning, and collisions with wind turbines. Tribal members in northern Montana say they have been solicited to buy feathers from the illegal killings. The demand for feathers often far outweighs the supply, with tribal members potentially having to wait for years for legally obtained feathers and eagle parts. Criminal enterprises have exploited these openings in keeping these native traditions alive. A pending poaching case in Montana accuses a defendant and his accomplices with killing 3,600 birds, both bald and golden eagles, from 2009 to 2021. Currently, the government's program to crack down on eagle poaching has a years-long backlog, with the killings continuing to be on the rise. And in Hennepin County Jail, inmates are not only serving their time, but learning skills that will keep them from coming back. WCCO reporter Uba Ali has more details on the program and its successes.
Behind these walls, there's time and a second chance.
You can choose a different life.
For hundreds of inmates here at the jail, even when the door closes, the opportunity to learn remains open. So depending on the kind of insect, it could be that primary or secondary consumer.
I just passed my science and my social studies GED. It gives me hope.
That's exactly why Sergeant Adam Hernkey started the HOPE program at the Hennepin County Jail 3 years ago.
HOPE stands for Helping Others by Providing Education.
A program giving inmates education and training while behind bars.
I'm just trying to give them the resources to make a different decision that leads them in a direction that doesn't come back to jail.
A resource Sir Williams needed after more than a decade in and out of jail.
Walking in here was kind of weird.
This time, he's in regular clothes.
The whole program, it definitely gave me a chance.
Has a job and is a business owner, and it all started in this classroom.
Great tools and great resources that, that people need and that, people be looking for that just don't have the opportunity.
Then he met Brandon Lawson. He's one of 180 volunteers helping inmates.
I just try to make sure that when they first get out, that they have, an opportunity for good employment.
Being that bridge.
I needed it, just like the little push and just the extra support.
For those working towards better days.
Life is amazing on the outside. I love the free world.
Uba Ali, WCCO News.
And stick right there. After this short break, Andy's going to be back with a sports breakdown you won't want to miss.
Think all the people out there frightened.
2 dead bodies in quick succession. We're dealing with a serial killer. You were the key witness. What did you see? The landscape of criminal investigation.
Of course.
We're not going to miss this, are we?
We are all in this together.
Welcome back to Public Eye Sports. I'm your host, Andy Jordan, and I'll be taking you through our Wednesday breakdown. Leading off on the hardwood, it's that time of the year again as the NMU Wildcats volleyball team faces off against the Michigan Tech Huskies tonight at 6 p.m. The Cats check into this one 13-6 on the year and 7-3 in GLIAC play. As for MTU, they come in at 11-9 overall and 5-5 in conference play. The last time these two battled 3 weeks ago, Northern took home the win 3-1. Senior Jackie Smith hopes to continue her rampage, currently leading the team with 294 kills. That mark is also good for second in the entire GLIAC. Smith is also second in kills per set with 3.92. And moving over to the ice, the Detroit Red Wings gear up tonight as they host the Winnipeg Jets at 7:30 p.m. For Detroit, they come into this one 4-4-1 so far in the fresh season, while Winnipeg is sitting at a monstrous 8-1. Before facing off in this one, Detroit made a trade, sending Ali Mata to the Utah Hockey Club in exchange for a third-round pick. The Wings hope to ramp up the scoring just a bit as Lucas Raymond leads the team with 7 points and 8 assists, while Andrew Kopp and Dylan Larkin are tied in goals with 4 apiece. Ending off behind the plate, Game 4 of the World Series wrapped up yesterday with the Yankees finally getting a game to make the series 3-1. The Yanks finally managed to get their offense going in this series, scoring 11 runs as it was all said and done. New York still has a monumental task on their plate as no team has ever pulled off a reverse sweep in World Series history. Game 5 will be in New York, but the Dodgers' high-flying offense could mean disaster for the Yankees. Notably, containing Freddie Freeman will be an issue as he became the first player in MLB history to hit a home run in 6 straight games in the World Series last night. Freeman will also just became the second player ever to hit 4 home runs in the first 4 games of the World Series. And that is all I have for your sports. Now back to the desk.
Thank you for that sports update, Andy. Brad, how are you feeling about the Red Wings' chances tonight?
Well, I'm hoping they can turn things around. A little bit of a slow start to the year, and they're coming up against a good opponent. But I think they're finally going to get that young core to start clicking. What about you?
You know, I'm really liking this game. I think it's going to be a good one.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Public Eye News. I'm Bradley Seaborg.
And I'm Luke Niddle.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.